Welcome, listeners, to another deep dive into the world of AI and sustainability. I'm Mark, and today we're quite literally going underwater.
And I'm Tom. Mark, are you saying we're going to need our scuba gear for this episode?
Well, Tom, we might not need flippers, but we're definitely going to explore some fantastic technology. Today, we're talking about underwater robots for marine conservation. It's like The Little Mermaid meets the Terminator, but with a happy ending for our oceans. Let's start by diving into what these underwater robots actually are. Tom, imagine if James Cameron's submersible from his deep-sea expeditions had a baby with a Roomba. That's essentially what we're dealing with here.
A cleaning robot that can explore the Mariana Trench? Now that's what I call multitasking. But seriously, these autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, are revolutionizing marine conservation. They're like the Swiss Army knives of the sea.
Exactly. These robots can go where no human has gone before, or at least where humans can't stay for long. They're equipped with AI that allows them to navigate treacherous underwater terrain, collect data, and even make decisions on their own. It's like having a team of tireless marine biologists that never need to come up for air.
And the applications are incredible. We're talking about deep-sea exploration, habitat mapping, marine life monitoring, pollution detection. These robots are basically the ocean's personal assistants. But instead of reminding you about your dentist appointment, they're helping save entire ecosystems.
Now, I know what some of our listeners might be thinking. Isn't this just another way for robots to take our jobs? But fear not, marine biologists of the world. These robots are here to complement human efforts, not replace them. Think of them as your high-tech interns who can work 24/7 without complaining about the lack of coffee breaks. Now that we've dipped our toes into the world of underwater robots, let's dive deeper into the AI powering these aquatic adventurers. Tom, remember when the most advanced thing in the ocean was a really smart dolphin?
Oh, how times have changed. Now we've got robots that can identify fish species faster than you can say, is that a clownfish or a goldfish? The AI algorithms these bots use are truly mind-blowing. They're processing vast amounts of data in real time, making decisions and adapting to their environment.
It's like having a supercomputer with fins. These AIs can analyze underwater images and video, listen for whale songs, test water quality, and even predict changes in marine ecosystems. They're the ultimate multitaskers of the sea.
And let's not forget about their role in protecting marine areas. These AI-powered robots are like the neighborhood watch of the ocean, keeping an eye out for illegal fishing and other harmful activities. It's like having a tireless, incorruptible marine police force.
Absolutely, Tom. And the best part? They're constantly learning and improving. Each mission helps refine their algorithms, making them more efficient and effective. It's like they're going to robot school under the sea. Now, if only they could teach fish to read. Now, before we get carried away with visions of a utopian underwater robot society, let's surface for a moment and talk about some of the challenges and ethical considerations. Tom, it's not all smooth sailing in the world of underwater robotics, is it?
You're right, Mark. As amazing as these robots are, they're not without their issues. For starters, there's the challenge of power. Unlike the Energizer Bunny, these robots can't just keep going and going. We need to figure out how to keep them charged for those long-term missions.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about communication. Anyone who's tried to use their phone in a swimming pool knows that water and signals don't mix well. Now imagine trying to send data from the bottom of the ocean. It's like trying to have a conversation with someone on the other side of a football stadium during a heavy metal concert.
And then there's the ethical side of things. We're introducing artificial beings into delicate ecosystems. How do we ensure they're not disrupting the very environments they're trying to protect? It's a bit like sending a bull into a china shop to reorganize the shelves.
Great point, Tom. We also need to consider how we're using the data these robots collect. There's a fine line between conservation and surveillance. We don't want to end up in a situation where we're invading the privacy of fish. Can you imagine? Breaking news. Scandalous photos of salmon spawning leaked online.
You know, Mark, all this talk about underwater robots and their impact on marine conservation reminds me of a Wardley map. Shall we chart these waters using Simon Wardley's strategic mapping technique?
Absolutely, Tom. Let's dive into this Wardley map and see what insights we can surface. Starting with the user needs, we have marine conservation at the top of our map. This is our anchor point, if you will.
Right, and flowing from that, we have various components like data collection, ecosystem monitoring, and enforcement of protected areas. These are all key activities that support marine conservation.
Exactly. Now, if we look at the technology enabling these activities, we see underwater robots positioned as a key component. They're not quite at the commodity stage yet, but they're definitely moving from custom-built to product-like.
Interesting. And I notice AI algorithms are positioned as a less visible but crucial component. They're further to the left, indicating they're still evolving rapidly.
Good catch, Tom. This positioning suggests that while underwater robots are becoming more standardized, the AI powering them is still a major area of innovation and differentiation.
And look at the bottom left. We've got emerging technologies like swarm intelligence and real-time decision-making. These are still in the genesis stage, but could be game changers for marine conservation efforts.
Absolutely. This map really highlights the dynamic nature of this field. It suggests that while we're making great strides in underwater robotics, there's still a lot of room for innovation, especially in AI and emerging technologies.
It also shows the importance of standardization in core technologies to allow for focus on these cutting-edge areas. Looks like our underwater robots have quite the evolutionary journey ahead of them.
Indeed, Tom. This Wardley map gives us a great underwater view of the strategic landscape. It's clear that the future of marine conservation is closely tied to advancements in AI and robotics. Who knew saving the oceans would involve so much silicon? Well, folks, we've taken quite the plunge into the world of underwater robots and marine conservation. From AI-powered fish identification to robot swarms patrolling our oceans, it's clear that the future of marine conservation is looking pretty high-tech.
Absolutely, Mark. It's amazing to think that while we're up here worrying about self-driving cars, there are robots down there autonomously navigating the complex underwater world. Makes rush hour traffic seem like a breeze, doesn't it?
Indeed it does, Tom. As we wrap up, remember, listeners, the next time you're at the beach, that shimmering object in the distance might not be a dolphin. It could be a robot on a mission to save our oceans. Until next time, keep your heads above water and your minds open to the possibilities of AI and sustainability. This is Mark, signing off and diving out.